So here is the World Cup group for Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia and Uruguay. And Alex is still with us to talk a little bit more about the expectations here and what concerns there could be for Spain, because obviously they are one of the favourites, but being on the ground there in Spain, I wonder what you're hearing about maybe potential concerns with this team.
Yeah, every question to Coach Luis de la Fuente, the first one in every press conference, is about the injured players, the recovering players, about Lamine Yamal, about Mikel Merino, and the players that about Nico Williams as well, the players that aren't fully fit. He keeps insisting they will be fit for the first game. He always caveats that by saying they might not start the first game of the World Cup, but he says they will be fit, they will be available at least to play. The friendly with Iraq was a funny one because a lot of the players that actually were involved aren't going to the World Cup with Spain. They've had this group of young support players, they call them here, with the squad to help in training, to make up the numbers, to help with that process. A lot of them played tonight. You know, players like Gonzalo Garcia of Real Madrid, Marc Bernal of Barcelona, they were involved tonight. They're not going to the World Cup, which is slightly strange. It makes it feel like it was almost sort of a prize, a reward for them kind of being part of this training camp, but I'm not sure how beneficial it is to the country. And so it's a funny one. I should say, Kate, as well, Florentino still speaking on TV here, and he was just saying that on Tuesday, he said he will make what will be a club record bid for a player around 150 million euros, he said. At least at that point, he hadn't said a name. And of course, it just happens that on Tuesday is after the election campaign has finished. So by then, either he will have been elected president or not. So let's see.
Yeah. Erling Haaland.
Erling Haaland, obviously, of course.
No, to go back to the Spain scenario, look, you've got these injured players, Lamine Yamal being the sort of biggest star who, you know, how fit he's going to be at the World Cup remains to be seen. But when you're a Spain or a France or one of the stronger teams, particularly now with the way this World Cup is with 48 teams, there's a lot of weak teams. You're going to hear me say that a lot during this World Cup. So there is a pressure. Of course, there's a pressure. You don't want a sort of potential banana skin slip up and you're out. It's happened before. I think it's unlikely. So Spain could probably bed their players in. Don't have to rush the injured ones as much. And almost look ahead to the knockout games come early July, and maybe just give some of these players some game time, you know, half here, 20 minutes here. So Spain are in that position that they're strong enough, and with the teams that they're going to play, that they can do that. So there's not pressure so much to get these players ready for match day 1 or maybe even match day 2 because of the scenario of how many teams and how strong Spain are. So they're in a pretty solid position in that respect.
Yeah. Since winning the World Cup, though, Alex, it's the World Cup where they haven't done as well since they won it in the World Cups that have followed. What is it, last 16 exits for Spain? So is it because of the Euros that they are as favoured as they are right now and what we saw last time out from them?
Yeah, they've had some peculiar World Cup experiences, have they? Of course, everyone remembers what happened in 2018 with Lopetegui being dismissed literally on the eve of the tournament by the then Federation President, Luis Rubiales, and that sort of really dynamited their preparations for that competition. And then under Luis Enrique, they really flopped in the last World Cup as well and underperformed. So that's certainly true. But yes, of course, I think what we saw from Spain at the Euros, we've seen few international teams do, which is to perform at such a consistently high level right the way through a tournament from start to finish, beating pretty much all the other big name teams along the way. You know, there were no quibbles. There were no question marks about what Spain did at Euro 2024. They beat all the other good teams and they beat them playing really good, really exciting football. They really set the bar at an almost impossible level, I think. And the biggest challenge for them now, I think, is going to be to try and sort of live up to that and repeat that.
Before we let you go, Alex, we do need some more updates from the Unexplained Mysteries show Florentino Perez is featuring on right now.
Yeah, one of the unexplained things is which player he's planning to sign next week, Kay. He said it won't be Haaland. He said it won't be Doku. It won't be Olise as well. So he said several players who it won't be, but crucially, he hasn't actually told us who it will be.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll find out. Maybe Real Madrid will have a Spain player in the World Cup this summer, after all.
Oh, okay.
We'll find out. Thank you so much for being with us, Alex.
Tuesday.